How to start your Monday morning. Start the fire, boil the water, grind the coffee, add filter, coffee in the filter, water into filter, watch it drip, more water, watch it drip some more, fill your cup, raise your cup, and no. Leave the house and leave it up to the professionals to make the coffee. I'll stick to the conversations. Welcome to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. We have a packed house today. I'm super excited about that, of course. This is show 99. It is phenomenal. I don't feel 99. I might feel like I look 99 today because it was a rough weekend. But yeah, we're just so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. So let me tell you what happened this weekend. So for the twins' 13th birthday, I think I had mentioned that Daisy wanted to go see Caitlin Clark. So I made all the arrangements. Their birthday was in January. The kid waited for 6 months to go see her. And just as we were walking into the field house, it was announced that she was not going to be playing that game. So fast forward now to this weekend, and Carson was super looking forward to seeing the Stray Cats, and they had canceled a tour last year. So we knew they were going to be at Soaring Eagle. Thank you, Jason Brown and John Witz. We knew that they were going to be at Soaring Eagle. And so we were all, it was all planned. And we packed up, left on Saturday, and literally made the drive. Keep in mind, it was Central's homecoming. It was also the Michigan State-Michigan game. So it took a little while to get there, right? So, but we got there, and it was... we were excited, and he went to the water park for just a few minutes, and then we got dressed and got on the shuttle to where the shuttle driver said, "Did you hear the concert's canceled?" So I was like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding. This is happening again." So he's like, "Well, what are we going to do?" And I honestly, I didn't know what to do because, he's 13, so he's not allowed in the casino. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe they'll be selling shirts at least. The merchandise, it's all about the merch. And so I thought, okay, we'll go, we'll have dinner, and we'll at least get you a Stray Cat keychain or a t-shirt or something. So we get there, and they had already taken everything down. The lines were incredibly long. People were so upset. And, Brian Setzer, he has been extremely ill. So we knew that, but so it didn't matter. People were really upset. And Carson is looking at me like, am I going to get arrested? What am I doing here? I'm going to, he's never been in a casino. So I went to a security guard and I said, "Hey, can you, what can we do?" And she said, "Well, you can stay on the gray carpet. He can't go off that." So my son is very literal. So every time it was like walking a line, right? He would be like, no, I can't. And there was really a group of people standing, clumping, as you will, on the gray carpet. And I'm like, "Carson, just walk around him." He's like, "No, I'm not doing that." And they wouldn't move. So I'm like, "Carson, come on. And they were just standing there talking. So I was like, "Okay, come on, man. You're 13, but I'm holding your hand. Let's go." So I grabbed him, pushed him through, and we ended up waiting about an hour and a half to go to Johnny Rockets. And it was funny because, you're in a casino, you can't do anything, right? So we just kind of sat there and stood around. And then it was so funny because he finally says, "Why is the ATM line so long? What are these people doing?" And I'm like, "Well, they're gambling." He's like, "Oh, I think they better call someone for help." So it was very, it was what it was, right? So we pivot. We learn plan B. We learn, we realize that things don't always work out as you think they will. So we went back to the hotel. We were staying at the water park. It was already closed by then, of course, but we ended up watching like a 1980s movie. He was like, "This is like old fashioned. What are we doing?" Eating popcorn in bed, staying up till 1 a.m. And then we got up and we went to the water park for a little bit, had some breakfast. And then, I had to multitask, man. I had to go grocery shopping. And so I'm like looking at I'm like, okay, we've got, we're on a tight deadline. And so I'm like, "Okay, kid, you're going grocery shopping with me." And I really, all sincere. I usually try not to take them. I don't know if Jojo, if you take your boys, but
So they don't like to go with me, but they like to go with their dad.
Okay.
So somehow dad entertainment is
right,
makes them
and perhaps
enjoy
Dad
it.
buys the bubble gum, right?
Maybe that's what
it is,
Maybe.
right?
I am the sugar queen, though.
Yes.
He's the sugar police.
Exactly. See, so so I'm like, kid, we're going shopping in Mount Pleasant. That will be fun.
An adventure.
So he's like, I'm so tired. What are we doing? And he's like, are we done? I'm like, go get that water. Go get this. Go get that.
Yep.
So, but when we were checking out, it was really interesting. It was self-checkout. And when we're checking out, he's like, you know what? I don't know that I've ever done this with you. And I said, you know what? You haven't, because there's like 10 more things in the basket I wouldn't have bought if you weren't with me, right? But it was very cool, and we had a good drive home. But it was, it's kind of the whole thing of, okay, you're looking so forward to something, and then it gets canceled, and what are you going to do? Sit there and cry? Or some people I know actually left. I mean, they were already staying at the hotel, and they were just like, you know what? We're just going to go home. Yeah. And so they just left, and Carson's like, are we leaving? And I'm like, no, this is our happy birthday, buddy. this is what we're doing today. So that movie we watched was actually Selena. With Jennifer, Jennifer Lopez. Mm-hmm. I was totally wrong. I had told him she died in a plane crash. At the end, he's like, Mom, she got murdered. And I'm like, oh my God. So we had a few moments, but so that was my weekend.
I love how you pivoted, though. I feel like in life, kids have to eventually learn, like, you have to pivot, right? And I feel like you took what could have been a terrible situation and you made an adventure out of it. And I think that's a huge lesson for
It's like
kids
happy
to learn.
birthday, take two.
Yes. Or take 3 or 4 at this point, right? Because I'm like, oh my, and it was so funny though, because the twin thing, and somebody here has twins, don't they? Oh, actually you do, that's right. So it's really funny because they're very competitive.
Yeah.
And I'm an only child, so I don't know really what that is. But the whole idea of, so when Caitlin Clark didn't play, Carson was like, oh, sorry about your bad luck, kid. Yeah. So then yesterday she's like, sorry about your bad luck, kid.
Oh boy.
And then they both look at me and they're like, maybe it's you. I was like the only common denominator.
You know what? You had quality time, though.
Yeah. We did. Yeah. We did indeed.
And that wouldn't have happened if you were at a concert with loud music or whatever.
Right, for sure. For sure. And you know what? Honestly, I can tell you that we had some great conversations, and he really, he's kind of stays to himself, and he really opened up, and for that I am forever grateful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes, great. As we say, plan B is better than plan A. Right?
Yep.
That's right.
So
and I feel like kids these days have so much at their beck and call and at their fingertips, and to have that opportunity to like have that quality time, it's going to be something he remembers forever. Yeah. Rather than a thing.
Yep. Right.
So,
Stray Cats did you a solid.
Yeah, they did, man. I feel bad about that, but I was like, he's like, I thought I'd get a keychain at least. I'm like, nope, not happening. So that was my weekend. Anyway, thank you for indulging me and listening to my my story about the weekend, because it was, it could have been traumatizing. It was not, and I'm happy to report that. And this is kind of the theme of this show today too, because it's kind of plan B, right? It's kind of like all of you have kind of done this whole pivot thing, and it's very interesting, and it's all for doing greater good in the communities and for helping people. And so for that, I'm appreciative. And so Barbie is sitting next to me. I know a lot of you, if you've been with us for the last year or so watching the show, Barbie has been around. She has been my stylist, my makeup artist. She's a fashionista, but she really has a heart of gold. And the whole thing about Barbie is that she will volunteer her time. She will donate. She will do whatever she can to help others. And that is exactly why she's here today, because we are talking about SNAP.
We are talking about SNAP.
And the benefits. So what we know from the government shutdown is that the SNAP, which is supplemental food income, right? We know that is supposed to pause on November 1st, which is this Saturday. And we do know that about 1.4 million Michiganders are probably going to be affected by this. And of course, we've got the holidays coming up. I mean, so it is a lot. But that impact is going to roll over to all of the food pantries. And I think there's already been a crisis a little bit because food costs have been going up, right? And you've been a volunteer there for how long now?
Let's think, almost 8 months.
Okay.
8 months,
Okay, so 8 months, and you volunteer there, and the pantry, I mean, I haven't been there,
right.
But you have said that it is an amazing place. So what have you seen in these last 8 months?
Okay, in the last 8 months, what I've seen is it's such a beautiful setup. It's founded by Norma, who is the brain of the whole thing, and then we have Pastor Jim is our CEO, and then Amelia is the manager. So we have two women running the whole kit and caboodle for the most part.
Right.
So the product is donated, and then volunteers donate their time, and so they still have crew, but it's skeleton crew because they don't have a lot of money to spend. So with all the volunteers that come in, someone like me off the street, or because court ordered, or because the families or different businesses bring their, is what they do for the year. They go
Like
volunteer.
corporate giving or
Yeah,
something.
corporate companies come in, and so we have all this help, and all the money that's collected from the sales of the thrift store feed the food pantry. Okay. No pun. So it's amazing because Oakland Thrift Store and Food Pantry feeds 16,000 people a month.
Wow.
Every month. Yes. Amazing. And we're open, the Food Pantry and the Thrift Store. Thrift Store is open 11 to 4, Tuesday through Saturday, and the pantry 11 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday. And we are one of the only food pantries who allow repeat clients Tuesday through Saturday.
And that's like once a week, or
once a week,
it's
and then
once a week, right?
if they need to come back twice a week, they can.
Okay.
They go in and they shop. They say what they want, and then we have shoppers for them. Put it in a grocery basket, and then when their number is ready, then they go and get it. And so in the meantime, they come and shop with us too. So they're able to buy what they need on their backs that day.
Right.
We have such incredible donations that come in that. We have great prices because it's in and out, in and out, in and out. So a lot of people come in treasure hunting and they find some treasures.
At the thrift store?
At the thrift store. Okay. And so they come back as repeats. So it's interesting how the repeat allows for the repeat. And now, though, more than ever, we need more volunteers. We need volunteers, we need donations, we need food, we need cash, we need bodies.
Right.
And so with SNAP, with the potential of SNAP happening, that is gargantuan in this particular industry. But we always need the volunteers. We always need cash donations. We get a lot of couples who will just come in, do their own fundraising, and do a cash donation.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's kind of interesting that it takes, I hope it doesn't take a catastrophe of SNAP going on pause to get the donations to come out, for people to realize people need food. We need to feed the people who are hungry. Nothing can happen for them to progress if they're hungry. Being hungry and cold are the two things that will keep someone held back from being able to move forward. So I know that what you do, you help someone who just needs to move forward immediately. And so this is a little bit different, where maybe they have a place to stay, maybe they don't, but they need clothes on their back and they need food in their belly. And it doesn't matter how many people you have, all you have to do is live in Oakland County.
So that's the one requirement.
That's the one requirement, is living in Oakland County.
So how do people, if they need help, do they have to fill out an application?
They fill out the information that they need.
Okay.
They have to show identification. And then they get a slip of paper, and that's basically it. There's a few more questions that need to be asked based on individual circumstances.
Right.
But other than that, it's free to the public who lives in Oakland County.
Okay.
And the lines out the door when we open them up, and I'm the one who will go open the door, and they're cold now, and they're freezing, and they're stomping their feet, and they want to get in, and it's just they're so happy to get in. It's just like, good morning, welcome, and it's such a feeling of gratitude to be able to do it. So heart of gold or not, there's a lot of people who have a heart of gold, so we need them to step up a little bit. So,
I have a question for you. So the people that come and volunteer, what was their reason for coming and volunteering? If it wasn't because of a job or corporate or whatever, like where's their heart? What's in their heart? What was in their storyline? What was in their background to give them that servant's heart to want to come and volunteer?
Well, some of them are asked to volunteer for various reasons. Others hear about the food pantry, use the food pantry. We have clients who use the Brightmoor House who gets vouchers. So they'll come in. They're on a voucher. and they'll come in and volunteer. They can only volunteer so many hours, 1 day a week, or whatever they need, whatever they can do. We have people who come in 1 day a week and volunteer to help sell the jewelry, because Tuesdays are always half off jewelry.
love
Huge day, right? Right. And then, you know, like most thrift stores.
Let's volunteer on Tuesday.
Then we also have a loyalty rewards program where if you sign up, you get $5 off once you hit 200 points, and you get $1. You get a point for every dollar you spend. Then $300 gets you 10 points and on and up to 25 points. Plus, you get $5 off on your birthday. And if you come in on your birthday and get your $5, there's a big bell that rings off. So people will come up and say, "What was that about?" And we tell them, and then they want to sign up, and so we just get. But the best thing about it is that they learn about the special discounts. We have the special sales, which will be like the color of the month could be like right now is blue until the first of the month.
And so what does that mean?
Half off. If it's got a blue tag, it's half off. Regardless, it's half off. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, at $150 because it's a huge antique that can be turned around and sold, because we have people who do the resale. They get half off. Wow. And but there's also, I think it's the last Thursday of that, they're all $1. Everything blue is $1, no matter what.
So Tuesdays and Thursdays, we need to go.
Tuesdays for jewelry, and the last Thursday of the color
Okay.
is, and then we also have dollar days, which that's it. I'm sorry, half off the whole store. You come in half off the whole store. And we have some furniture in there, but there's a huge warehouse at the other end that has, I can't tell you how much furniture, how many couches.
So what about donating? I mean, do they take donations?
They take donations.
As far as furniture?
They take donations of any kind. Food. You have food donations, you go to the food pantry and you can donate that. So I know there's a lot of organizations out there who do, like there's a mother's organization that will find a charity that needs something, and then I think you've had something like that where they come and they donate what you need at that time.
Yeah.
Where are you located?
This is in Pontiac, 20 Walton, which is on the corner of Walton and Baldwin.
Okay.
So it's very busy, it's very big, and very in need.
The pantry is open Tuesday
through Saturday.
Okay, so
from
Tuesday
11 to 3.
Okay.
Yep.
And as far as if companies wanted to make a monetary donation, they just
Companies make a monetary donation, they make it out to Oakland Hope. And Norma will be there to absolutely gladly receive it. Okay. So,
well, especially I mean with the holidays coming up and everything going on. I mean, I know people are panicking and already getting very anxious and very upset. So it's so great to know that this is out there.
And it would be nice to know that we have other people out there who will say, well, then we need to help.
Right.
You know, we need to donate whatever it is you need, and we need to make sure that they don't get so panicked, because we're ready for you. You know, the rest of the population needs to say, we got you. We got you back. And that's kind of how it is working there when you see these people coming in to stand in line. It's like, hey, come on in, we got your back.
We got you.
You go get your grocery cart, go stand in line, warm yourselves up. And then, in the meantime, take your ticket when they're ready to call you and go look and see if there's anything you need, So.
Yeah.
And
Is
then
there a minimum age for volunteering? Like
Nope.
how
Nope.
old?
We have children come in with supervised parents at some age, and I don't know what that age is. You can come in without supervision. But
so we're good to go.
Well, I've asked Brooke to come in. I've been asking Brooke to come in and volunteer.
I will make it there.
Because one of
my
the things
son
we
in there,
need is help arranging things on the floor, so it's easy for you to come in and find what you want, and that everything that's on the floors match what the sign says. And so I mean, with the volunteers, it kind of can get a little confusing because not everybody thinks the same way or understands, long shirt, sweatshirt, sweater, that kind of thing. But then there's the rest of us to make sure it goes smoothly. And we have volunteers who come in, and I'm always looking for people on Saturday to come in to help straighten up the aisles. So you just need to tell Norma. Barbie said I'm going to come in and volunteer to help straighten up the aisles. Okay. And because when they are straightened, you can see it more and you buy it more.
Well, plus it sounds like it's very organized.
It is very
and
organized.
So organization when it comes to food or clothes or furniture or jewelry.
It's key. Yeah.
Well, the second
it's
you
key.
organize something and make it look great, I'm coming from a retail setting, right?
Yes.
The second I touch up someone's space and make it look just so, whoever walks in the door, that's exactly where they go to.
Yes, it is.
Every time.
If I go in and rearrange the furniture so it looks more home-like, so it's more welcoming when you see a couch and a table and all these flowers, and the vases are in the china cabinet and all that stuff. Next thing you know, the thing's coming up and it's selling, and it's like awesome. We just put that out there to highlight it, and that's money that goes right to the food pantry, and that's exactly what we say to people who come and spend money. Thank you for funding it.
And seniors, veterans, families. I mean, everyone.
Everyone.
You
We
guys
do
serve
not
everyone.
discriminate.
Okay. But you do have to be in Oakland County.
You do have to, so I guess we do. You do have to be in Oakland County. And we are one of the biggest food pantries in Oakland County. And it's just, we are the only food pantry funded by a thrift store. And it's just people donating to help other people. And I don't know if everybody understands the magnitude of that. So
Is there a website?
there is a website,
What is it? Tell me.
oaklandhope.org.
Oh, that was easy.
It's very easy.
All right. Do we all have that now? Because we're all going to sign
Oakland,
up
yep,
and we're
yep.
going to donate and volunteer our time, right?
You want to come and volunteer your time. You get a little vest to wear. If you're there, you can also get
a
a
t-shirt.
get a shirt. You can get a T-shirt. I'm telling you, if you come in and say, Barbie sent me, I will make sure you get a T-shirt. I will talk to Pastor Jim and say, these people are coming in, they get a T-shirt.
Sign us up.
Sign us up.
Sign us
Sign us
Yep,
up,
I'll
right?
sign you up. I want your names right now.
Exactly.
So,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I know this is such an important cause for you. And, and like we say, this is a pivotal point, right? So where
It
so
is a
many
pivotal
people are
point.
going to need this extra help. And the holidays just seem like an extra punch, right? I mean, with the timing of everything. So, so we're glad that Oakland Hope is out there. Of course, we know that there's a bunch of other, there's so many food pantries around.
There are.
And
There
I
are
think
a
you
lot
can
of-
call
yes.
211, I think. If you need help, I think is the number that you can call if you're in Michigan, in case you do need help. So, okay, so if somebody wanted to come out to Oakland Hope and see you there in action, what day would
action.
you be there?
Tuesdays for sure, because half off jewelry they need. And then
We're all going to be there on Tuesday.
generally,
In red shirts, trying to blend.
right. And the jewelry is phenomenal. I'm telling you what they
bet.
get. It's incredible.
All the antiques, I bet.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
cool.
high
One-
end.
One of a kind.
High
I'm
end
sure.
gold, silver watches that are. Oh yeah,
awesome.
It's so much fun to watch. If I'm working the cash register, I'll come up and see. It's like, you got a really good deal.
Right?
I mean, it's a good deal because of the price, and then you get half off. Oh heck yeah! Let's put that in the bag for you, honey. You did good. Come on back next Tuesday. That kind of thing.
No,
So-
that's awesome.
But yeah, and then I'm there on
Field
Thursday.
trip for
Yep.
sure.
I'll be there on Thursday as well, and it's certain Saturdays I'll come in.
sounds fun.
And so November 1st, I'll be there Saturday because we're setting up for Christmas.
Awesome.
So we're getting all of our Christmas trees out, and we have Ford comes in and sends volunteers on that Saturday.
Oh, nice.
So they set up the trees and they start decorating them, and we just started pulling all of the Christmas out and dividing it how it's going to be priced, and then it's just beautiful stuff that we have. It's amazing. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So see, holiday shopping, we can get it all done there, right?
Yep, you can. Yep.
We
Great
can.
job.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Barbie. Okay, so speaking of hope, wrapped in something beautiful, Karen McDonald is here, and you know exactly how to blend kind of beauty and confidence, and wrapped in love it started with your mom, right?
Right.
Okay, so give me the history of this.
So I had actually my background was PR and marketing, working for a shopping center developer for just about 30 years. And my mom had gotten sick a few years earlier. She had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it was Christmas time. And my dad and I and my brother, my husband, she had told us she didn't want any other visitors anymore other than the immediate family. It was Christmas Eve, and I felt terrible. I knew she was at the end of her life, and just how she had lost her dignity too. She was just having a hard time breathing, moving, and then being in that awful, I hate to say, but the patient gowns. I'm still trying to work on doing something with that. But so I decided I was going to go home that evening on Christmas Eve and make her kind of a makeshift wrap to go over her patient gown to give her some comfort and style and dignity on Christmas Day. And she loved flowers and gardening, so I found a flower pin I could put on it as well, brought some blush and lipstick in, put it around her on Christmas Day, and I saw the difference that it made, that she regained her dignity even for a small amount of time, and she felt like the rest of us. She even opened up Christmas cards, and the nurses just said what a difference it makes. They say if you feel good, it helps you to look better. She wasn't feeling good, but again, that her dignity was restored. And so it stayed with me. And in talking to nurses and doctors, I thought, you know what, I think one day I'm going to be ready to do something else. And I think I'm going to start my own company called Wrapped in Love. So wrapping people in love. And just provide other people with comfort, style, and dignity when they're going through treatment and recovery. And so whereas my mom was my original inspiration, she passed away shortly thereafter. But now I work with a number of other women who either are currently in cancer treatment or have had cancer treatment as well. And so they're my inspiration now.
Wow.
So what do you, when you see a woman wrapped in love, so to speak, I mean, how does that make you feel?
Oh, phenomenal. So whenever I design something new, I work with women to get their input. Is the fabric soft enough? Is the design easy to put on? Because so many people, especially after surgery, have a hard time putting things on.
Especially the IVs,
Yeah, yes,
right? I mean,
yes.
it's like you get all twisted.
Yeah.
Well, so I've learned a lot over the years. I don't sew, but the companies that I use are all in the USA, and the majority are in Michigan as well. But I have learned things from patients and oncologists and other doctors and nurses. I had learned that some people can't have an IV or the port put into their chest for whatever reason. They can't. So then they'll give them the chemo in their arm. And one woman had told me, yeah, they just say, because you can go home with it, or some people have to go home with it, just, cut off a tube sock and put that over it, and you won't see it, or, won't catch on anything, but it looks like heck.
Well, right.
So they, actually, I've got one right here.
Oh,
So I learned from people, they said, it could be something that is breathable, but also looks nice too. It makes such a difference. I had never heard what a pick line sleeve was before, but, and they come in different sizes and that, but it covers it up. Got the little flower because my mom likes the flower, and you don't know that anything is underneath
That's
it,
so
and you don't get
beautiful.
caught on anything. I had a woman who bought herself a pick line sleeve a few years back, and she was still going through treatment, but she told me she actually played an instrument in an orchestra and didn't feel comfortable going back to work because she had a lot of the lines and that's still on there. So when she saw that there was one that matched her dress or attire that she usually wears, she said she felt phenomenal because
That's so beautiful.
So you gave her you gave her a life bag to be able to participate again, and that is amazing. When did you start Wrapped in Love?
10 years ago.
Okay, so 10 years.
Yeah, 10-year anniversary, and I've learned a lot. Where I started off with just a couple of items, now it's headwear for hair loss and pick line sleeves, chemo port accessible clothing, eye masks, because again, when you're going through chemo, it's the lights are bright and the sound is loud and everything else. So to be able to rest, and it's just I feel like I learned something new every day, and work with a lot of great organizations like Gilda's Club and others, and I will pay the people for their time to get their input. When we do a photo shoot, again, I'll pay them for their time. I'll have their makeup done. If they have hair, have their hair done. Hire a professional photographer, and just make it a day that they won't forget. And it's definitely a day that I don't forget either. So even though my mom's gone, I know she's looking down. And my dad had lived a few years after my mom passed, and so I had started it after she passed away, but he was very proud too. So it just makes me feel good when I see people, and so many people that I've worked with over the years too have passed, even though they were going through remission. So that's tough.
Do you, you have the website, right?
WrappedInLove.com.
Right. And so with the website, and so sometimes I know when you're whether you're married to someone who's going through chemo or it's a family member, friend, or whoever, sometimes you don't know how to help them.
That's correct.
And so I think that by giving them something of comfort that's beautiful, and that just restores their confidence, like you said, and that is a way that people can help.
Right, right. And just happen to have another item here too.
Show us.
One of the items that I sell, And I give the majority of what I make to all different kinds of charities constantly, because that's what it's all about. But sometimes people don't know, just something small to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. So I have a number of socks that I've made. This one is wrapped in love. But there's also Tough Cookie, where the little O in the cookie is a chocolate chip cookie. Bold and Beautiful, Gutsy Gorgeous, Captain Courageous. And it puts a smile on your face, and it's inexpensive. It's just a great way to say I'm thinking of you. And then when you have your feet out there, you can read the message. And they're made in Fraser, Michigan. I love those guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
That
you
is
just had
Seems very.
wasn't there a
comfy.
collaboration with Kelly Ripa?
Yes.
There was, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
tell me about that.
So my husband and I met her, she and Mark, a couple of years ago. We were, I was on the luncheon board for the University of Michigan for the Women's Health. And so she was the host for that event, and had participated in an auction item where you could go to a game with she and Mark. So I bid on it, and we got to go and learned. It was great, being able to meet both she and Mark. And I had told her about what I did, and she had told me that she had a friend that had passed away a few years ago of cervical cancer. And so anyway, I kept that in mind, and I've stayed in touch with her on and off, but I lost my cousin to cervical cancer a couple of months ago. And so I wanted to do something in her memory. And so I contacted Kelly and said, would you help me design a pair of socks that we could sell? And she's affiliated with she does a lot with the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance. So she said she would do it. She helped me design it. We had it made here in Michigan. And we've raised, I'm giving 100% to the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance. We've raised about $15,000 thus far. So just going to keep selling.
Are those socks still available too?
Yep, at
Okay.
wrappedinlove.com. And
Okay.
100% goes to ovarian cancer research.
That is amazing, and good stocking stuffers too, right?
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
That's a great idea.
So,
Beautiful.
how do you design your merchandise? I mean, do you constantly update and look for new patterns?
Yes, and find what things people are looking for. So definitely things that are soft. They love fleece. They like items that are easy to put on, as I had mentioned. But even some of my kimonos too that you can put on easily, but nobody knows that there's anything underneath there, or cords or anything else. You look beautiful, and that's what it's all about. To again keep you comfortable, stylish. And most
feeling good,
important,
right?
Maintain your dignity, yes.
Right. Okay, so the website is
wrappedinlove.com.
okay. Perfect. Thank you. And nationwide,
Yes.
obviously. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That is
you.
amazing. And who doesn't love a pair of cozy socks, right?
Right?
Or a nice,
And I
or a nice
felt
cozy
them. They're
wrap.
very
Yes.
soft.
Yes.
You know what?
So
I have a question for you. What about, are there other products that you're thinking of adding to your line?
Always.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea?
Well, I do. But so I had an artist once that was doing tattoos, like removable tattoos, and it was all just uplifting, positive words of, encouragement and, be brave, be strong, all that kind of thing. I
love
It
that.
might be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was thinking this kind of along the same lines, but if there's, it's covering up, I'm sure there's a lot of bruising and red line and things like that, but a tattoo sleeve. So,
like that.
yeah,
Oh,
I use,
yeah.
I do fashion sometimes, and I would use tattoo sleeves to help, punk up the outfit
Yeah.
or take something conservative and give it a punch or whatever.
I
But
love
that would be
that.
fun.
I
It's,
love
again, with the uplifting words and things things you want to say, things like that could be on there too.
love it.
So, yeah.
Great idea.
That is amazing.
Both of you.
see
Yeah.
another
Thank you.
caffeinated collaboration.
Yes,
I mean,
it is absolutely. Yes,
together.
Look at that.
there's always a method to my madness, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. So, well, thank you so much, Karen.
you.
Seriously, what you do, and it's just amazing, and it's so important because I think a lot of the time when people are really sick, you don't think about it, or you don't realize as the person watching what could help them in a maybe an inexpensive way, but a beautiful way,
Right.
and make all the difference, especially in those hospital gowns. Let's face it, they're not attractive, right? I mean, let's just be honest with that.
Especially when the back end opens up.
Well, right. Yeah, let's not talk.
What a boost.
All right, so great vision. Thank you.
Yeah.
I used to work in rehab.
Like, oh my gosh. All right, so listen, speaking of love and healing, of course, our next conversation is exactly about that. I want to introduce you to Christina. She is a patient from the Nerve and Disc Institute, and of course, Dr. Saul Kogan. He is the founder and has literally helped thousands of patients. Of course, he's helped Jojo as well. And just an amazing doctor who not only gives back to the community, but he has actually been in pain himself. So he kind of knows firsthand what it's like to be immobile and not be able to move or do your normal activities. I think he's an avid skier. So, to not be able to do that affects you as well, right? So Christina, she is one of his patients, and he does this thing called disc neutrosis, and it may sound scary, but it's not. I've talked to hundreds of his patients, and it's all natural, and that means that you're not going to have any downtime. If you're in chronic pain, you may be on pain medication, and with this, you don't have to worry about that, and you don't deal with it. So he can help you with spinal stenosis, also sciatica, bulging, herniated, or even degenerative discs. He can pretty much do it all. So let's watch.
I am Christina Scott from Davison, Michigan. So 6 years ago, I started getting a lot of extreme pain in my left arm. It got to the point where I could barely move my arm. So I went and had a couple of MRIs done on my upper back and my lower back and discovered that I had 7 bulging discs. I was literally in a chair for about 5 months dealing with the pain, on gabapentin, on high amounts of ibuprofen, tramadol. They were throwing everything at me. I just wanted somebody to help me. I went to 3 different surgeons at the time. They all told me that I needed back surgery, which I don't believe in back surgery unless it's an extreme case. So I thought, no, there's got to be another way. And so I started doing my research and found the Nerve and Disc Institute and thought, okay, I'm going to take my chances here. I'm going to go see what they have to say about it. So I went to see Dr. Kogan, and he looked at my MRIs. He sent me to the Nerve and Disc Institute in Grand Blanc, Michigan, which is where I was from. Once I started doing it, within a month, I was out of my recliner. I was lowering down my medication. Within 2 months, I was completely pain-free, living my life like a normal person. The pain was completely gone. I've told 1 million people about it. I totally believe in it. It's completely fabulous. Oh, the Nerve and Disc, the staff there. I worked with Katrina Nicholson, who is absolutely phenomenal. She really and truly cares about her patients. She goes the extra mile. I mean, they make sure they take you through A, B, C, and D. It's a fabulous place, and I've seen them heal a lot of people over the years. I believe that. I believe that we have to look at all angles when we're sick. Don't just jump into letting the surgeons cut you. There could be 10 other possibilities. So we need to look at that and see what's going to be the best for us. And it's a personal choice. Everybody has a personal choice. My choice was not to be cut, and I'm so glad that I had that wherewithal. Did the research, found the Nerve and Disc Institute, and I will tell everybody, I've been shouting it from the hills with all my clients. If you have a back issue, please look up the Nerve and Disc Institute.
And the Nerve and Disc Institute, they do have 3 locations, Clinton Township, Farmington, and Grand Blanc, which is where Christina goes. All locations, of course, feature their cutting-edge, high-tech equipment and, most importantly, non-invasive treatments. And you don't have to live in chronic pain, as you heard Christina say. I mean, she's still doing maintenance after 6 years because she believes in it so much, and, of course, advocating for yourself as well. Disc neutrosis, that is the treatment Dr. Kogan is known for, and it could be the answer that you've been hoping for. And here's the bonus plan. If you mention Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, you'll actually get 50% off your treatment plan. That website is nervediscinstitute.com, or you can call 586-416-3472 and tell them I sent you. By golly. Okay, well, speaking, we've been talking about healing, we've been talking about faith, we've been talking about helping, and another one, and second chances, of course, and someone here, of course, Jojo, you're like a regular. Jojo Dries, the founder of On the Wings of Angels, and in full transparency, I am on the board, so I will say that, and very proud of that fact, so thank you. And so for anyone who may not know what On the Wing of Angels is, tell us what that is.
Absolutely. So On the Wings of Angels provides immediate and tangible resources, community, and support for domestic violence survivors.
And how long have you been doing this?
Just a little over 2 years now.
How's it going?
It's really good. We are so grateful. It started out as a thought and maybe a little hobby I was going to do, and now we're a thriving nonprofit within Metro Detroit. And it's because of the community. It's because of, as you said, the donors, the people that are willing to step up and say, hey, we want to help, or we want to donate, or we want to volunteer. Everyone always asks how we've gotten so far in 2 years, right? We've helped a couple of hundred women. We've helped several hundred children, get housing or clothes for, their kids, or backpacks for school supplies, cars. We've done a lot in 2 years. And I say it's not just 2 years. First of all, it's 14 years of me talking about this and my life story and how I got out and living it,
right?
14 years of it. But it's also because people step up and write the checks and donate the money and donate the cars. I'm not shy to say that. I think a lot of people think like nonprofits are some magical entity that just somehow supply all of these wonderful things for us, but really we can't do it without our funders. And I think now more than ever, we need to be loud and proud about that, to say, hey, if you have a heart or a passion for this, step up, do what you can to help your nonprofits in your community.
And I guess the thing with On the Wings of Angels is that domestic violence, it's something that we do talk about, but not all the time.
Yeah.
And the statistics are not good, right? And you never know who is dealing with this.
Yes. So 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have reported to receive some type of domestic violence in their lifetime. That's what's reported. 44% of domestic violence goes completely unreported in our society. It's a topic, so in this room today, I'm not the only one that has experienced this with those statistics. So your friends, your family, your sister, your cousin, the parents that your kids, friends go to school with, somebody in your life right now is experiencing or has experienced this. And so it's a topic we like to shove under the rug, but I'm out here for the last 14 years saying, hey, I've been through it. My dad, abused me in many different ways, every way imaginable. And I know somebody that's listening has experienced this or is experiencing it. There is help and there is hope for this.
Okay, and I know that, there's so many events going on. We do have one. We have another one coming up, right?
Yes.
So this one is November 18th.
Yes.
Okay, and it's all about being relatable.
It is. So the relatability wave is coming to you. We have
dun, dun.
Yes. We have a wave of relatability. And the reason we called it that, this event, is we have some amazing speakers coming to you that are going to relate to corporate leaders, to entrepreneurs, to managers. So if you are in HR or you're leading a company yourself or you own a company, we hope you show up because we have all kinds of behavior elements that we're going to be talking about. So if you're a leader and you're having a hard time getting your team to go from A to B, even, or A to Z, right? Like, how do we get them there? How do we motivate? How do we inspire? This is not just another fluffy event talking about, motivational skill sets. We actually dial into why people behave the way they do. Why is your employee doing this instead of that? Why are you as a leader, hey, I wake up every day and I want to do the best I can, but why am I getting to work and all of a sudden I'm demotivated or I'm not doing the things by the end of the day that I wanted to? We're going to target those behaviors that cause you to do those things and show you results at the end of how you can change your life. Lunch is included. And I hear we have this incredible MC.
Oh, really? I don't
I
know
can't
who that
remember
could
her name. Her name is Brooke Allen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm super excited
we're super
to
stoked
be
to
doing
have
this.
you.
And the other thing, so the tie-in with On the Wing, you are speaking,
Yes.
right?
So I am speaking, and not to toot our own horn, but for the relatability of those in the audience that have experienced this, please know that 20% of all proceeds, ticket sales, sponsorships, are going to On the Wings of Angels. And every dollar donated, so, everyone asks, oh, so this has become your full-time job. Yes, it's my full-time job that I don't get paid for. So I work 50 hours a week doing this and speaking and doing all the things I do to promote awareness. But 20% of proceeds go directly into the hands of DV survivors. We barely have any overhead. We don't have a building or an office that we rent or anything. I don't get paid. There's no staff. Everyone's volunteered. So all those donations go into the hands of survivors, and I think that's a very important thing to mention. Additionally, with the relatability wave, if you do decide to sponsor the event, there are some awesome perks with that. Not only, like a table at the event and like your typical sponsor items, but we have some media that we're doing around it. So like on TV and things like that. And so if you're listening and you're like, hey, I want to sit on a cool couch like this and do cool interviews like that, part of your sponsorship packet will include that.
Oh, that is awesome. Okay, so that's November 18th. What's the deadline for like potential sponsors?
For potential sponsors, well, the TV and everything's going to likely be the week before or a week and a half before. So if you want to get into that sponsorship sooner rather than later, so we can put you on that list. But we're taking sponsors up until the day before because there's a lot of other things you'll get if you decide to sponsor that we can provide right away.
Will there be a keychain? Maybe a stray cat keychain.
You've got to talk to me for that.
If someone wants to sponsor products, we're happy to take those. But we're really glad you're emceeing it. I think you provide a great, as we've seen even just today, like a great way to dialogue and inspire people to really talk about the important matters. And then November 17th, I know you don't like to toot your own horn, but there's another awesome event.
Awesome event.
I hear something else is going on on November 17th. 100 episodes?
Yes, 100 episodes. So this is actually our 99th, and we are going to pause until November 17th. I was going back and forth, right? I was like, okay, so if I have this big party after the 100th episode, will people come? I mean, will that be as fun? I don't know. I love throwing parties. So it just didn't seem to gel. So I was like, you know what? We're going to pause. So today we're pausing after this until November 17th. And then that show will be live, and it will be at Fifth Avenue Brewery in Royal Oak, back with Tony. He hosted an After Dark about a year and a half ago, and it was amazing. So we're excited about that, but we're also excited about Pamela Walther because we're not going to say what you're doing or what your husband's doing per se, right?
There's a special thing that's going to be happening.
I've been waiting all my life for this.
And everybody else will
be clear about this. All my life, it was like a dream come true. So you have to come that night and see what it's all about. But okay, so you are a business owner.
Yes.
But you weren't always.
No, I wasn't always a business owner. I started off as a recreational therapist. I actually helped people with disabilities get into their recreation and leisure and improve their quality of life. It's kind of fun because now what I'm doing, after being a stay-at-home mom for a little bit, I got a degree in business, and I decided I wanted to do something with that degree in business. I still like helping people. I still like doing recreation and leisure activities. And I was like, how am I going to pull all this together? My husband and I talked about it. We're like, what would be fun? What would we want to do? We had a little bit of money to spend. We were able to actually buy a building in downtown Rochester.
Wow.
And start Bizzy Buzz Artisan Market. So Bizzy Buzz is about 100 local artists. They make all the product that's in our store. They each have their own space, so it's their product. So they are coming in daily and changing things up. So there's always new things to see every time you come in. But awesome. Yeah, that was a pivot for me, going from recreational therapist to then stay-at-home mom to then we're going to just start a business. And
so are you an artist yourself?
Well, yes, that actually is something that happened when I was being a stay-at-home mom. I was like, I love being a mom. You know, waited forever to be able to
You were
be
talking
a
about
mom.
the Kraft macaroni, right? Gluing it to the construction paper.
Please no, we're going to do better than that. Yes. We needed something for myself, right? And so I was like, well, gosh, I've always loved stained glass. I have no idea how it's made, but I was just fascinated and enamored by it. And I was able to reach out to a local stained glass artist who had a studio in her basement, and I said, hey, do you teach stained glass workshops? And she's like, well, I used to. I haven't in a while, but I could pull something together. Give me the weekend to think about it. She put together a workshop for my mom, a friend of mine, and myself.
Oh, cool.
And so we had like one-on-one lessons basically, and learning how to make stained glass. And I kind of had a knack for it. So it kind of began that whole like getting into art and getting
Like a whole other
artistic
space, right?
Yes, yeah. So it really, and I was like, gosh, this is great. I really lose myself in the moment when I'm working on this. You know, I really am enjoying it. I have no idea that like 3 or 4 hours have passed, you know?
Right.
So it became that thing. I was like, you know, as a recreational therapist, I love that for other people too. It pains me when people don't have something that they enjoy doing just for them. I'm like, well, what did you do when you were younger? You know, how can we incorporate that and get you back into that?
Because that's kind of self-care, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
art is self-care and kind of helps the healing process.
Exactly.
100%, right?
Self-esteem.
So this artist market for people to come, you know, enjoy. Of course, it's for the community to come and enjoy and find these unique, one-of-a-kind gifts that you're never going to see anywhere else, and that can be customized. And I mean, that is all amazing. But what's also amazing is that each one of these artists that are providing these products are getting so much out of just making them.
Right.
So it's a double-edged, you know, like double whammy. You're helping everybody.
Yeah. So I have a question for
Yes,
you.
yes.
Do you jury who goes into the booths?
We do.
Okay.
What happens is the artists apply on our website.
Yes.
And we set up an interview for them to come in and bring in their product. And then it's really a coaching session.
Okay.
It's what are your products? You know, do you know what they sell for? Do you know if people like them yet or not? Have you done any craft shows? Have you sold them at all yet? And see if they're ready for a retail space. I mean, they have to pay a monthly fee for their space, and then we take a small commission on each sale. So if they don't even know yet if people like their product, I don't want to put them in my store and make them pay for a space.
Right. Are they obligated to be there, or do you have a general cashier?
No, we have. So they do not need to be at the store.
Okay.
She prefers they don't.
Exactly.
Can you imagine 100 artists each in front of their space? No one else would fit.
Yeah, not good.
No, so they don't have to be there. You know, a lot of artist markets make the artists work the store, and the artists. Some like doing it, but most do not. Most have day jobs and families, and plus they want to make their art, and they don't have time to work the store as well. Yeah. So, you know, a lot of them appreciate our model because we actually have paid staff. And
you have a whole digital component, right?
We do. We have an online sales portal, so the artist can actually just check the sales portal by the next morning and see exactly what they sold. And so they're not coming into the store. Other artist markets, they tell me these stories. I have to go into the store, take a picture, see what, you know, so I can see what's sold, then go back home, make all my stuff, you know, and then bring it back. And I'm like, no, you're not going to have to do that here. You'll actually know exactly what's sold, and you'll be able to make it and bring it in.
How often do your artists rotate, or how does that work?
So they're on 6, 9, or 12-month contracts, and then they can choose to get out of it at the end of that or renew. So we kind of know a couple months in advance, like who's going to be moving out. So we are always looking for new artists because we know in advance what's going to be happening.
Okay, so how do people, so you said on the website.
On the website, yep, bizzybuzzart.com, and there's a page called Apply. So click on that Apply page, and it has all the rates and how it works, and then our application to get started.
What are some of the unique items that you have there?
Well, you know, I have a bracelet that was getting twisted all around my shirt today, so I had to take it off. But this is one of the items. It's a fork bracelet. So it's made from a fork, and it's twisted around. It's got a cool little hinge, so it actually stays. The pretties will actually stay on top of your wrist. You know, a lot of times bracelets, like all the pretties go on the bottom. Right. These pretties stay right on top. So
can you eat with that too? No.
Oh, yeah, that might be a challenge. But I have, you know, I didn't even plan this, but I always have something on me that is made by our artists. So I have it says, "You can call me Queen Bee," little tumbler, bright little tumbler.
Right.
That was by one of our artists. I have a little bee necklace on right now too. That was made by one of our artists. So it's just very unique stuff. I mean, we've got sculptures that are made from railroad spikes.
Oh my gosh.
We have a new artist that's going to be coming in that's a blown glass artist. So it's just, they're one of a kind items.
Guess what?
Go ahead, Jojo. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, guess what we're going to be doing?
Yeah.
So we are.
What are you doing?
Right? We are. So part of one of the big projects we have going on is a Christmas tree decorating contest. And so voting starts on November 3rd, but we're also decorating the tree on November 3rd. So we originally were like, okay, the community is going to be easy if we do one list. And then a lot of the shipping for a lot of these companies are now delayed for the list that we made. So we started getting donations on our website specific for getting Christmas ornaments for this Christmas tree because we really want to win this competition, okay? And so we're now getting cash donations on the website, but specific for the Christmas tree competition. We're taking that cash and we're going to you guys.
I didn't know this.
Yes, you did. That was the reaction.
Oh my gosh.
So, because we'd like to get some unique,
Thank you. That's so sweet.
And so we want to come out and get those types of decorations so we can tell people that local artists, have made this and whatnot. And so again, something like in the beginning of the show when you said something bad or whatever happened, like at first I was like, okay, plan A is make it convenient for the public, just let them buy
just let them
the,
click, right?
click and buy the things. Now this is going to be an even better story because we're going to take this cash and go to you guys and do that. So, yep.
You're just trying to make me cry. That's awesome.
Okay, here we go. Here we go with another one, right? Okay, so we're doing Oakland Hope
doing
is
one
also
too.
doing.
I think
There's going to be a Christmas
Festival of
tree
Lights.
smackdown
Right.
coming up.
And voting on ours begins on November 18th. Okay, so we're doing a food pantry theme.
Oh, I
I
love
shouldn't have
that.
said that because it's a competition. We are not doing a food pantry.
I know. I haven't told anyone what our theme is yet.
Well, it's going to be a different kind of whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have some interesting Christmas ornaments from the thrift store that you could also maybe
So
use.
I need to take the cash and split it between the two of you guys.
Yeah. Or
Say, let's-
because then you can say
yes.
it comes from local places
From
that are.
local
It comes from Hope
places.
to
Yeah.
go to Hope,
To
right?
go to more Hope.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Yeah,
we're
isn't that
gonna
fun?
do that. Well, when you said I'm unboxing the Christmas, like we're unboxing the Christmas stuff now, I
Right.
immediately thought of that. I was
Oh
like,
yeah. We have a
we
lot
can
of
do
really.
both.
It's
Okay.
I love our stuff.
Yeah.
So and then the other thing is stocking stuffers. Instead of having store bought stockings, how about your little socks for stocking stuffers? How fun would that be?
wow.
Look at you, Brooke.
I know.
All
This is
together.
all. And then I should have said, if you mentioned Caffeinated Conversations,
There you go.
you get the
There you go.
T-shirt. I mean, shame on me, right? It would be the Caffeinated Conversations
about the swag,
contribution
man.
to society, right? Exactly.
about the
And we'll have a
swag.
special caffeinated contributions to the
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
The coffee fund?
The coffee fund, right? And then I'm wondering, you have the knack, and it's just amazing to me. Again,
Yes.
toot your own horn that you put collaborations. I mean, look at this
Look at that.
collaboration,
Yeah.
right?
Look at this. This is
I've got.
beautiful.
There's going to be some designing going on here in photo
course.
shoots. So, would you have? I'm putting you on the spot here. Would you have a caffeinated booth so that people who do stuff
work there. I'm not an artist.
You're not working, but I've done some things for her that have to do with coffee and some other things. So if we have, she's had people on board who cooking is an art. If they have a Michigan-made sauce or dressing, things of that. I don't know if that's the kind of product you would take, but maybe people make angels and put them in. You know,
We have organizations that, there's an organization called Rochester Pollinators, and they support all the pollinators, right?
Right,
And,
yeah.
and they have a
okay.
lot of items. They have a space, and they have all their T-shirts with all the fun little designs and butterflies and all that all over. Save the pollinators, and they have their little wine charms with little bees and butterflies on them, and then they have stickers and they have seed packets. So they've procured a variety of products that all are for the pollinators and go towards then the pollinators.
Right.
So there's actually about 6 different nonprofits in our store that have spaces.
So
Oh, that's very
caffeinated
cool.
connections, creative.
100%. Yes.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm moving in, baby.
Save a spot.
Yeah, save a spot. I'm bringing my pillow.
There you go.
And the couch. I'll be sitting in the store on the couch.
With the biggest
Smile
rental
and
space
wave.
ever. They're like 1 foot little columns.
Exactly.
And then there's Brooks. She took up half the store.
It's like, what's happening here? Okay, well, we do have to go, but before we go, we mentioned the After Dark show, the 100th celebration, big party, November 17th. Your husband, we will say that he has his own coffee.
Uh-huh.
That's the name of it. It's so hilarious.
Coffee company.
How's that coffee?
I'll say you decide.
Exactly. So we're not going to say what is happening, but like I said, I've waited all my life for this to happen. So it's finally happening, and that will be released on the 17th. And of course, it will benefit On the Wings of Angels. So I'm excited about that. But it is just such an exciting time. And when I think about making it to 100 episodes, I'm like, how did this happen?
Huge.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, it is such an honor to know all of you and to all the conversations we've had, all the coffee we've had. There's been a lot, and I do need to thank a couple of people too, because Advancing Macomb, I've moderated for them, I've emceed for them. They will be sponsoring part of After Dark, and their mission is to help other nonprofits get stronger through resources, programs, and accelerators that they work on and work really hard on. Phil and Megan, they are amazing at Advancing Macomb, so they will be there, and I'm excited about that. And then also, this is kind of different because what goes with coffee? Well, dessert, right? Yeah. Sweet treats. And so Utopia Sweets by Elyse. I don't know if anyone's familiar with her, but I guess her stuff is not only delicious, but so creative and full of imagination. They won't tell me what they're creating for After Dark, so I have no idea, but it is obviously a woman-owned business. And so she does weddings, holiday showers, and special events. And like I said, this is a top secret concoction that is coming to the After Dark show. So you will be just as surprised as I will. So I'm like, wow, but it's supposed to be amazing and delicious. So I am just excited for them to jump on board as well. So we're just, it's going to be a big party and we're just excited. We hope everyone can come. More details. There's a couple contests that will be coming out as well. Some more details about that. And, again, I do want to say thank you. If you've been with me since episode 1, bless you and thank you so much. You've heard me stumble, oversharing maybe a little bit, I don't know, and probably drink too much caffeine. So if you're joining us for the first time, thank you. If you've been a fan ever since we started, we kicked off at Blue Hat Coffee and Gallery in Farmington back in November. It was World Kindness Day, which that was intentional as well on my part, because it was like, okay, you know what? This is what it's about. It's about being kind, getting resources out there, and helping one another, right? And so that is what I've always tried to do. So
Awesome.
I'm going to get all weepy, so thank you for everything. We'll see you at the 100, but in the meantime, like I always say, keep the coffee hot. See you soon. Bye.